I've been there, dude. The worst part is like sometimes you'll be on a show and like you don't really know any other people you're on a show with. So you're just like you're like, all right, I'm going to be fine. Like maybe, and then they are all doing the same dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, you're like, fuck
me. You're like
someone
tearing
opened up
your phone in half. You're like, I can't even compete. Like, am I going to go out there and make another joke about it?
Exactly. And then you're like, oh, well, I've just been thinking about this all day.
But then like I'll start to change like what I'm going to say. And then someone goes out and is like, yeah. And then like, I shot my dog in the head. I'm like, now I've got nothing.
Yeah, there goes my whole set. Why don't you guys just
nothing.
do my hour?
I was like, you guys are fucking cocksuckers. And dude, it's like, I'm not mad at it as much as it's like, I get worried that the crowd, and like, then you're watching the crowd go through 4 comics, talk about, relatively the same shit, yet they're still getting laughs. It's like, no, I know you, it's almost like you just had Coke. Do you like Pepsi?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you like fucking RC Cola? It's like the same
You're
shit.
just feeding them. And then, by the time... So every funniest I've ever gone, even the one I came in 3rd last year, and we did it all the way through, I was always at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
So, like, I always had... Like, everyone always hates that spot, but it's like...
Yeah, at least you're able to...
The crowd is up.
Sure.
Everyone's ready for comedy.
Yeah.
You give them enough energy, you're almost... Then you set the bar, right? Everyone has to kind of meet you the rest of the show. This time I went 8th, and that's what kind of happened. And I humbling moment. Gotta be open to switching your shit.
And it is a pain when you... I hate that sometimes stand-up's like in a fucking vacuum.
Exactly.
Where... you'll be sitting at home, you're like, that's a funny concept for a joke. Mm-hmm. And then you'll find out that everyone had the same thought at the same... You're like, what the fuck is happening?
That's how I felt about that kid's 9/11 joke. Like, I've literally written jokes similar to that, and I was like, oh... And now they're loving them, and I was like, fuck you guys. When I was 18, none of this was working.
It is wild that we... I am waiting for it. Because, like, it had been talked about a while ago, and people thought it was in bad taste, so... I think it was before the pandemic. So this is like maybe 2014. This company put out like, they were a company that did inflatable like moon bounces and shit.
Yeah.
So they put out this water slide that was the Titanic. And it was the Titanic tipping. And then at the bottom was like a pool.
Yeah.
And you slid down the side of the Titanic and you went to the pool. And everyone was like, oh, that's so fun. And I'm like, how many people died on it? I was like, that's a crazy thing that we're just making into a novelty. But like,
so fun.
It makes me wonder how long it will take
until we get like a Lego World Trade Center or something.
Oh my God, we're right here.
Well, we have it already.
It's somewhere in development. Someone's made it. Like, we're just sitting on it until we get it. And it's like, how long until? I do wonder how long it takes until tragedy becomes novelty.
Oh, I think we're there. I'm like the last generation that remembers 9/11 even happening. I was like 6.
You were 6 years old?
I was 6 years old when 9/11 happened.
Dude, what happened? Did your mom just take the juice boxes away?
Yeah, no, I remember. I didn't even see, my aunt picked me up because nobody could drive. They shut down all the bridges in the city and stuff.
Yeah.
So, what's it called? My dad couldn't get to me. My mom couldn't get to me. And I don't remember there ever being any urgency. Like, I remember my dad after 9/11, like, I saw him and he was like, I thought like some billionaire just ran his plane into the building. Oh, you thought it
was an accident?
Yeah, my dad was like, and then he was like, oh, another one? like, look at these dickheads don't know how to spend their money, like you should have taken flying lessons. The worst part was like my dad is only 20 years older than me, right? So my dad was 26 when this happened.
Oh, man.
So like imagine handing a child and then having him explain like a world
the gravity
event.
of 9/11.
like he didn't even understand it. And he goes, he comes in with the Philadelphia Inquirer like 3 days later and he sits me down. I'll never forget this. Like this is like one of my earliest memories sketched in my brain. He sits down with me at the table and he goes, look at this. This is Osama bin Laden. This is who did 9/11 and explains the whole thing to me. I spent years of my life thinking Osama bin Laden was going to come to my house and fucking murder me. When I told my dad, he was like, oh no, Logan, he's not going to kill you. He wants to kill all of America.
Dude, I can't imagine, like, even if something were to happen now, it makes me wonder what would happen now. If there was another 9/11-esque tragedy, in America.
It's like a school shooting.
How? No, not even school. School shootings are, dude, and it's so crazy that we downplay the it's an awful tragedy.
They're crazy.
But they happen so frequently.
Oh my God, so much.
That we're just like, oh yeah, of course there's another mass shooting. Of course there's another fucking terrible event. We don't even really give a fuck.
I used to do a bit because like that was all my stand up was when I was younger, was just topical humor. I used to try to do comedy like I was going to get signed to the Tonight Show.
Oh yeah, you were, yeah.
Yeah, I was like one of those guys. And then I remember I did
That's
a bit.
wild, writing school shooting jokes like, and Fallon is on the
Dude,
table.
literally, like, people would be like, I hate that I come to open mics and get my news from a guy in fucking jean shorts.
Yeah, that's the worst time to get news.
I'm like, I remember when Matthew Perry died and everything, and I had a bit, like, because when he died that same weekend, there was a mass shooting at like a bowling alley in Maine that killed like 20 people.
Yeah.
And I went on stage at a show that, like, the next day and was like, the news is really fucked up. Did you guys hear Matthew Perry killed 30 people at a bowling alley in Maine? I was like, I fucked it up. That's my bad.
There's nothing worse than like getting world tragedy from a dude wearing Lee pipes. That is the worst
I pulled up
thing in the
Heelys.
world. Just, hey guys, got some news for you.
I got some good tragedies on the line.
Turns out the earth is slowing down and there's wildfires everywhere, dude. We are fucked.
I love it. I just did a bit the other day about the Texas flood.
Yeah.
About the camp. I took a camp away, and the bit's like, I've heard of sleepaway camp, but I've never heard of sweepaway camp, you know? Fun wordplay.
I like what you did there.
And a lady came up to me afterwards and goes, that is far too soon to be making these jokes. And I was like, come on, lady, I'm writing.
Is it far? Like, look, I understand.
how I give the news.
But now it's like, I understand the term too soon.
For sure.
But I understand it too soon in antiquity. Nothing is too soon now, especially when you have multiple platforms
Exactly.
of everything. There is no, the term too soon doesn't exist anymore.
It's just like, I think you got to look at it, right? Like, okay, I'm a stand-up comedian, you're a stand-up comedian. If I'm giving you like what's happening in the world, that I'm just doing it through my medium.
Sure.
You know, like I'm not trying to make you feel upset or anything.
I mean, you're not trying to make, I
just reported the news in a funny way.
Sure, but there's, I will also say, as far as stand-up goes, I don't think anybody should be barred saying what. I think anybody should say whatever they want. I don't think there should ever be like a restriction on it. However, I do think like when people are like, yeah, I'm just gonna say whatever I want. I'm like, yo, you better. Like, would I say whatever? I wouldn't say
Be
any
ready
of that.
for the consequences afterwards.
There are going to be people who think you're fucking retarded.
Oh, yeah.
Who are just like off base and retarded for everything you're saying.
It's so funny when like a friend comes to see you for the first time, and those are the jokes you go with.
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, they can't even look you in the eye.
Yeah,
like,
that's a dude. I've had
children.
Dude, you got to also like see the audience and understand. Like there are times where like I'll watch like someone who's in their early 20s do stand up in front of people who are in their 40s and 50s. Mm-hmm. And it's like
any brewery show ever.
I hate that there is an age gap in that. But it's not just an age gap. It's like there used to be age gaps. This is an age canyon, dude.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane.
Because how old are you?
I'm 40.
No way.
I'm 40 years old.
Jesus Christ, I hope. You know, that's the beauty. Because how tall are you?
5'8".
5'8".
Oh,
yes.
no, sorry. 5'7".
5'7". See, that's the thing with dudes under 6 foot. I think we just keep repeating our 20s. You look great for 40.
I mean, dude, there are dudes that I see that when I find... And I think it's because I stayed away. And a lot of people are like, oh, you're 40? I'm like, yeah, dude, it's because I stayed away from the big three. I stayed away from heroin.
Nice.
I stayed away from I stayed away from meth. And I stopped, like I only huffed ether once. Like, dude, if you get into ether, your body is going to wither away super. Huffing will fuck your shit up. And I didn't smoke.
Rules.
I didn't smoke cigarettes up until like 2 years ago. I started smoking cigarettes 2 years ago.
At 38?
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah.
What fucking horrible life event happened that you're like, I just need a cigarette?
What happened was when you are told by a doctor to stop drinking and you have no vices.
Fair.
And you're like, what? Dude, you get to a point where you're like, I don't know what to do with my hand. My hands used to be filled with booze.
Oh, I smoked so many cigarettes. I mean, I'm 58 years old, you know.
You look great.
Thank you. I fucking,
Actually, for 58, you look pretty bad.
dude, I was what's it called? I was on a live stream with Bob Levy like a couple weeks ago, and all the comments in the chat were like, "This is the worst looking 29-year-old I've ever seen in my life." They were like, "He's withering
Dude,
away."
there are people that I've met. It is crazy when you meet them and they're like, yeah, I'm turning 30. I'm like, you are turning 30? How many times has that happened? It's crazy. Some people, and like, again, nothing against people who age differently, whatever, but fucking Christ, it's like, I went to high school with 3 dudes, and it was wild. There were 3 dudes in my high school that I remember. Freshmen, there were seniors, freshmen were coming in, and they were talking to them like, hey, do you know where room 304 is? Like, because I need to, and they're like, I don't work here.
Yeah.
Dude,
they're just tall.
I don't work, not just tall, balding.
Yeah, beards.
Overweight, and like just, they looked old. They
Worst
had
day of my life.
old heads. They had old heads, dude.
Worst day of my life was finding out I was never going to be an NBA player. I showed up sophomore year for basketball tryouts, and like when you're a freshman, you're on the freshman team, so like, you don't really have to worry about it. Everyone kind of looks the same except for like one really good kid.
You're JV.
Yeah, you're JV pretty much.
You're JV.
So I went to try out, and I'll never forget. I stepped onto the court and looked up, and everyone was like 6 foot and had full on beards, and I was like, they were like, yo, you know how to work a camera? I was like, fuck, dude, I got to thrice theater now.
I mean, I think that happens with a lot of. I think it's that happens with a lot more dudes than I think dudes talk about, and I think it's a form of
dreams,
not just hoop dreams, athletic dreams, where you have this idea as a child that you're gonna be like, oh man, I'm gonna be in the NFL or I'm gonna play Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's like you're probably gonna hit a lady. Honestly, that's more statistically possible.
Oh, without a doubt. You're definitely gonna get to high school, realize you can't build muscle mass, and then you're like, you know who can easily take a punch though? You know where I'm gonna get all this pent up anger out?
My girlfriend.
Women.
Yeah. Fucking.
When I was a kid, I would watch professional wrestling all the time, and like, you know, as
I love
a kid,
how that's your sport.
Well, that's because you know what it is. I loved the idea. Like I knew
you can still do that.
Well, no, see, that's the whole thing. When you grow up in the like late 80s, early 90s,
sure,
your professional wrestlers are Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, Macho, dudes that are
just steroided up and shit.
Seeing Lex Luger and be like, one day I'm going to be that. Knowing that you will be Lex Luger now,
knowing that
for the rest of your life, you're not going to be Lex Luger then. You'll be Lex Luger post terrible multiple sclerosis, and just
so funny.
You're going to die.
Both your parents are 5'7".
Yeah, dude.
You're like, what?
You have this delusion of grandeur. Like, yo, I'm going to be that fucking dude.
Your dad complains about his knees.
And then, and he's fucking 29.
Exactly.
You get to this point where like, yo, I can definitely do that. And then it wasn't until, honestly, you know, you watch all like, you know, you're watching Saturday morning, the WWF superstars. You're like, man, that would be so cool to do that. And I can do this. I'm practicing moves to do this. And then you get to 8th grade where your growth spurt's supposed to stay, and you're like, I'm not going anywhere.
Fuck, everyone's so much taller
Where
than me
is
now.
this shit that's supposed to happen to me? I need to be winning the belt. I need to be the Intercontinental Champion tomorrow.
You're like fucking pedigreeing kids in school.
Oh, dude, you have nothing. So then you have this borderline body dysmorphia because you're like, I wish I could be that, and I won't ever be that. And then you have this like, how could I get there? And then you have to like dial it back like, yo, this dream I had, it wasn't just a dream. It was a fever dream.
Yeah.
It was literally nothing.
It was my imagination ran wild. I jumped off the couch one time and landed and was like, I'm the most athletic person of all time.
It ran as wild as Hulkamania.
Yeah.
I got nothing. So it wasn't until where your whole mindset changes, where like you watch ECW one time. So you're obsessed.
Yeah, you can be Sandman.
Oh my God, Sandman is the perfect example.
Well, that guy's so Philly it hurts.
You're
dude.
like, look at this fat drunk who is kind of just flipping onto chairs and
I
shit.
can smash a bunch of beers on
I
my
can
head.
easily do that. My confidence was reignited in the idea of professional wrestling. I was like, oh, so they're just letting anybody do this,
Dude.
They're just letting anyone step in.
When you were a kid,
that's what I'm talking about.
Did you ask like your parents to like set you up a ring or anything?
Oh my god.
Yeah, did they ever like
that never happened?
They never like supported the dream of being a professional wrestler.
What happened was
Good parents.
I think when you're talking to my stepdad.
Yeah.
At the time, he thought wrestling was the gayest shit in the
Oh,
world.
for sure.
I mean,
As soon as you said stepdad, I was like, he thought it was gay.
gayest.
That guy's building decks and shit.
we would he would come down in the morning, and my younger brother and I'd be watching it, and he'd be like, "You watching those gays fucking roll around one another?" We're like, "Shut up,
ruining it for you.
stop!" Yeah. He's like, "You know they're wearing underwear, right?"
I'm gonna go fuck your mom now while you guys watch this gay shit.
It was such a pain in the ass. What's crazy though, if you look at he would shit on newer superstars. So he would be like, who's Stone Cold? Like, who's this faggot?
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Like watching these guys come down the Titantron on the ramp, and it's like
They got the tights on and everything.
It wasn't just the tights. I think it was the over dramatic spectacle that he was like, this is retarded, and you know that, right?
Now, do you think it was that, or like you just said, you grow up with this dream? Maybe he had a dream, then he was watching all these, and he's like, these guys are gay.
I mean that is what happens, I think, to a lot of people. A lot of people, it comes down to resentment.
Yeah, I say people in the NFL are gay all the time.
Dude, I think sports are gay.
Sports are gay,
Every
dude.
sport is so gay.
The teachers.
I can't do it.
You say shit like that. You say shit like that. Like, what really matters is doctors and
Academics
trash.
are the important thing. It's just an arbitrary game.
You turn into a D3 college.
It doesn't
model.
matter. What do we even need the Olympics for?
You're like, I don't get it. That's what you devote your whole life to? How about you fucking learn to read?
You get mad about it, and I think you do turn into this resentful, curmudgeonous asshole. But what was crazy is that he was, at that age, wrestling. I always knew. Look, I was smart enough to know that a man getting punched in the face repeatedly and doesn't bleed, there's just
not real.
no way that can happen. I've watched my uncles beat the shit out of one another several. I've watched a man get hit one time in the face.
I saw a guy die.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? I've seen one punch to the face end a man's life.
So funny.
You're trying to tell me this guy gets hit with a chair
Steel stairs and shit.
He can get up and be like, you know what, last week. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I always had the understanding.
The kayfabe understanding.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And I also, look, I'm as retarded as a kid I was, I knew that The Undertaker wasn't actually an Undertaker.
Wow, you're so good, because I didn't know any of that.
Dude, you watched it, and I was like,
terrified of these people.
I was just like, man. My brother was like, oh, I can't believe this guy. He works at a funeral home. I was like, I don't think he does.
You're just making a backstory. What? No, he's from parts unknown.
No, it's like they don't even know where he's from.
He's like from Tennessee.
Yeah, I also hated, one of my biggest gripes also with professional wrestling was watching, so you'd have two dudes in the ring and they're wrestling, and then out of nowhere, someone interrupts the match, and the commentator's like, how'd they even get in the building? Who let them in?
They were in the dressing room.
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah,
just say they don't like each other.
I like.
I'll buy that.
You ever have an interaction with like a wrestler or something that was wrong? Like one time, I met Chris Benoit. This is like,
and you survived.
I know this is, and I'm not even lying to you. Like I was so jazzed on meeting him. This is probably,
of course.
This was probably a couple of months. Eddie Guerrero died first, right?
Yes.
So this was a couple months before Eddie Guerrero was found dead.
Sure.
It was the last triple threat match they fought. It was him, Kurt Angle, and Eddie Guerrero on SmackDown, right? And I remember after they were all doing a meet and greet and stuff, and I met Chris Benoit, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I looked at him and I was like, Chris, you're so cool. I wish you were my dad.
And then you hear like,
and then all of a sudden it was like, Chris Benoit, WWE superstar, murders his family with a bow flag.
Man, dodged the bullet on that.
I was like, maybe I don't want to be a wrestler.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what was crazy too? Is I never at any point in time when I would watch wrestling and have like the dreams of doing it, and then later seeing like, you know, the movie Beyond the Mat came out in like 1998. And
that's like all the CTE and
that's like
shit,
it's
right?
everything, like the curtains are completely pulled. And you're watching it, and I remember, you know, even seeing that, I was like, wow, what a wild expose on like how the sausage is made in this whole big
it's
factory.
all fucked up.
But at no point was I like, man, that'll never happen to me. Like, I was just like,
I
you know
fucking
what?
hit my head a
the
million
problem
times.
with these idiots is they're falling wrong. Like I was just like, all right. All
You're not
these
using
people,
your shoulders.
they just gotta tuck and roll. Of course you're gonna fucking have a
remember I was
problem.
jumping off head first into people.
Dude, it was crazy. Then that's where I realized, you know, your wrestling viewership changes because you're like you were watching it for the entertainment, and then you start watching it as critique. You're like, shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you botched that move. You could have done that better. That's a little bit more of a sell than you probably need to put on.
Yeah, you're
It's
like you're critiquing them like you've been in the business for 20
Seriously,
years.
dude, you just feel like you're Jim Cornette trying to fucking manage people who would easily kill you at any given
That's why I
time.
can't watch live stand-up comedy anymore. Like actual like stars going up because
it's
I'm sitting
wild.
there like, I would have done it this way. You know, I'm like, who the fuck am I? I'm in a theater right now. I paid for this seat.
You know, Kevin Hart, he doesn't do a lot the way it should
I was
be
like,
done.
he's really not moving with purpose up there. I'm like,
dude.
what the fuck am I saying? Who are you?
His act outs are a little bit, you know, they're a little lame. Not as good as they should
So
be.
funny. I've told this story on a pod before. Have you ever like met a WWE superstar or something and had a bad interaction with them? Or any kind of athlete?
I've only met one WWF superstar, and it wasn't a great interaction, and it sucked because I wanted more from it, but I fucked it. You ever like just be in front of somebody like, I don't know what to say because I'm fucking.
You just start folding immediately.
Dude, I was in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Shout outs.
I was at a Monster Mania trying to sell illustrations and bullshit, going nowhere, absolutely selling nothing. It's the last day, Sunday. There's no one at the Cherry Hill Hotel. Like, no one fucking there. Every vendor's closing up. And I'm just like on my phone, and I'm walking with my head down. And I walk head first into Ric Flair's shoulder.
That's awesome.
And when I do it, I wish I had the gumption to even do that.
To
You're like,
woo at him.
dude, I walked in and I looked up like, what the fuck? And his
You
handler,
fucking old piece of shit.
dude, it's just like, it didn't even register. His handler pushed me back. He's like, hey. And Ric Flair's like, what's going on, buddy? Like, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you just.
I was like, you're Ric Flair. He's like, yeah, I am. And then he fucking left, and I like, dude, I felt like the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
So funny.
And I remember I went home later that night, and I laid in bed like I just made myself look like an asshole.
Dude, I met
In front of
Flair,
Ric Flair.
and I gotta tell you, he rules.
Dude,
He's so much fun.
And he's like, we hung out for an hour. It's actually, you should have just said what's up to him. He would have taken you somewhere.
yeah.
I drank with him at the bar, everything. Like, he rules.
That's so funny. Yeah, my buddy sees him in Tampa all the time.
Yeah, I bet.
I think that's where it is. That's where he hangs out, I think, in Tampa Bay. Or one of the, maybe it's the Keys. I don't fucking know. My buddy goes on vacation and always sends me videos of Ric Flair. Like when they're out. He is a monster to this day.
He kind of like, look, and I know there are other comics who hate the fucking dude. He's like apparently a very, you know, a self-centered piece of shit, which
Ric Flair. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if anything,
it's surprising he's still alive. He's like, what, 70?
out of all
The dude drinks like a fish.
dude, there are wrestlers that I am blown away that are still upright and walking.
It's crazy.
And it wasn't even until honestly when Sabu died, which was I felt very different ways about it. Like I was like, that hurts. Actually, I was like, this sucks. But even Sabu being as able to like talk as much as he could and like even walk, is like, you're out of your like that.
Yeah, you were scratching your brain with
crazy
barbed wire.
that you were even able to like just get up in the morning unassisted. It blew my mind. Ric Flair being able to not shit himself every 3 seconds is
So
wild.
funny.
Well, isn't that the problem now?
What's that?
Yeah.
Isn't he constantly shitting himself at bars and
Ric Flair's crapping his pants?
Yeah, Ric Flair's like an old man that's getting hammered, dude.
Yeah.
Ric Flair, stop shitting yourself.
I think that's an actual problem people have with him is that he goes to their bar and shits himself.
Dude, if that was, now, if Ric Flair, if Ric Flair came to my bar and shit his pants, and I was like, what's that smell? He's like, poo! Yeah, baby. If he said poo real loud, it was just like, I'm like, all right, Mr. Flair, you crapped yourself again. It's like when nature calls the nature boy, you gotta sit there and let it fucking overflow.
That shit's so funny. The what's it called? When Sabu died, I didn't know. Earlier you were saying like, oh, you make things up when you're a kid, like, oh, the Undertaker works in a funeral home.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, when Sabu died, I was talking to George Miller, and I was like, yeah, I was like, it's crazy. He died. I don't know where he was from. I think he was like Lebanese or something, right?
I mean,
And he was probably, but George goes, Logan, he was from Detroit.
yeah,
And I was like,
he was from Michigan.
I was like, you shut the fuck up right now.
Don't you dare ruin this.
Tell me where Sabu's from. He is a sultan. He's a czar.
He's a Middle Eastern maniac.
Like, fuck you.
Where was he on 9/11? We don't even know.
He goes, Logan, that guy listened to D12.
I've seen what people have said, and here's my official statement. It's not Dookie running down my pants at bars. It's cum.
Woo!
Damn.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Rick.
Yo, he does be macking on super young girls and shit.
I mean,
the nature boy, baby.
if you're gonna be, I guess it's like, it gets to a point where you don't, kayfabe really blurs the line in your life.
Yeah,
You know,
for
you're-
these
you're-
guys, look
you're-
at Hulk Hogan when he got arrested or tried. He was like, no, I'm Terry Funk or whatever his name
Terry
is.
Bloa.
Terry Bloa. Why do I always say Terra Funk?
Terry Funk? Because Terry Funk,
He's a real guy.
he was a real, Terry Funk's also dead. Terry Funk.
Damn, rest in peace.
What's crazy about the Funker is that Terry Funk could have had a very, like, Hulk Hogan sucked at acting.
Yeah.
Terry Funk was actually a pretty good actor and was in several movies. He's in Roadhouse.
Oh shit.
He's in
Not WWE movies.
Dude, no. This would be
Like real movies.
So WWE didn't start producing their own movies until like the mid '90s, early '90s.
Gotcha.
He didn't start doing that. Terry Funk was just like, "Yo, I'm big, I'm fucking jacked, and I'm kind of a maniac. Put me in some fucking movies. I'm a good Southern tough guy."
I'm a villain.
And he fucking every movie that Terry Funk's been in, he's done a great job.
Damn,
and
rest in
it's-
peace to the Funkster.
And he also was like one of those dudes, again, he'd been around so long that you like forget how much of a maniac that guy was. But he was good at understanding that, like, I'm Terry Funk in the ring, and then outside the ring, I can be different levels of people, as where, fucking Abdullah the Butcher, that guy was a fucking...
I don't even know who that is.
Dude, what a fucking piece of shit. That guy...
You're like dating yourself on some of these wrestling references.
So Abdul the Butcher, he was one of the first, like, I guess you could call him like hardcore.
He was part of
wrestling.
9/11.
He was
one of the jackers. Yeah, he was one of the hijackers.
And dude,
he was a total maniac.
he didn't use
plane.
he didn't use a fucking box cutter. He used a fork. He was a big fork dude. He would stab people in the head with a fork. And one thing
Jesus Christ.
Abdul the Butcher did that is crazy. Abdul the Butcher, he wrestled a dude, and Abdullah had hepatitis C, and he didn't tell the dude.
That's
And he
some
gave
different
the
kind of
guy-
storyline.
He gave the guy hepatitis C. And it's like,
That's
you
gotta be a
wanna-
crime.
you want to talk about leaning into heel. That is the craziest heel shit. It's like, if I don't kill you in the ring, I'm going to kill you a couple months from now where you're shitting blood.
And this month it's SummerSlam. You will be fucking dead.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? That
It's just like, I'm playing the slow game, motherfucker.
That's
It is
so funny.
It is wild. Like, it's when you see people like Flair kind of leaning into his old age, but he's like,
he's leaning into it. That's because he
Dude.
can't stand straight. He's an
exactly.
alcoholic.
He's a drunk who shits his pants at bars.
It is crazy. The nature boy.
It blows me away that, like, what do you do when these guys, do you put Ric Flair in a home? or do you wait until
Do you
he
imagine
dies?
smacking other old people?
Dude, he definitely fucking chopped so many people to death. And it's like, if I was gonna be in an old age home and Ric Flair came up and chopped me, I'd be like, yo, this is exactly how the fuck I wanted to go.
You're in the thing. You're like, I
I have my power. I run my power chair into him because he can't move his arm. I'll
Give
take
him a
it.
low blow.
I'll take it.
That's so funny. Yeah, there's a ton of low blows happening in senior homes.
Hey, everybody. We're living in 2025. You don't have to physically go to the doctor to get help for your ED. Hims makes it easy. Hims is giving men access to prescription treatment options for ED like hard mints, Sex RX plus Climax Control to trusted generics that cost 95% less than the name brands. It's easy to get started. Just hop online and connect with a licensed provider who can see if a prescription is the right next step. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/the end. That's hims.com/the end for your free online visit. That's right, hims.com/the end. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for detailed restrictions and important safety information. Now, back to the end.
The what's it called? I was a mascot in college and in high school.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was
What was...
So in high school, I was a lion.
You were a lion?
I was a lion.
What was the name of the lion?
The Wesley the Lion.
Wesley the Lion?
Yeah, you shout out Cherry Hill. My mom moved to Cherry Hill before high school, and I got to go to Cherry Hill West. I got a good education.
Sick.
And
Great.
so shout out Cherry Hill West. But I was the the mascot there, right?
Shout out Jerry West. I've never heard anybody. That's how white trash you are. You're shouting on a high school.
my dad was literally like, I fucking hate New Jersey, and I would
man.
never drive you over the bridge every day to go to school. But God damn it,
Shout
if you're not
out
gonna be
Cherry Hill West,
yo, shout out all my homies at Cherry
Yo,
Hill.
Lions, what's up?
Yeah, so I was the lion.
Great.
And it was dope. I was the lion. I got jumped one time at a rival football game. They threw me in the mud and everything, and I remember.
You in the lion costume?
Yeah, even in the lion costume. So I the lion costume in high school, the mascot costume is like all fucked up. So like you're wearing it, it's got like a vent fan, so
Yeah,
you can't like
yeah.
hold the head up, and they're smacking my head around and shit.
No.
But they would fuck me up, and then I went to college. Me and Drew went to the same college. Roll Cavs, go Cabrini. That's rest in peace. Rip Cabrini.
Sorry, Cabrini.
Yeah, they went under. Now Villanova Law School. I changed my LinkedIn to Villanova Law School.
Wait, so here's a question. Before we get off top, did you graduate from Cabrini?
Yep.
Okay, so you have a degree from
In
Cabrini.
accounting.
So you have a degree in accounting. When a school goes under, is your degree still valid, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
is
changed
that-
it. Yeah, so it's still valid, they said. So I just went on LinkedIn and changed my name changed my school to Villanova Law School.
Ah, I see.
Because
Why
now
not?
it's a Villanova degree. If
fuck
anything,
it.
I'm smarter than all the
you just
Villanova kids.
You got to upgrade without even trying.
That's what I mean. I paid
That's what's
fucking
up.
$30,000 a year. You guys paid $100.
I didn't know. I
Idiot.
didn't know that. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that. Was
I don't
a
think
thing.
you can, but a lot of people are
fuck it.
reaching out about Villanova, and I love it. And
So anyway.
that's how you know college is bullshit, guys. I do fucking trivia and stand up full time. I don't even know how to count.
Why did you pick accounting?
My dad was like a mortgage broker growing up before the crash in 2008 and stuff, and that was just like kind of like the whole lingo spoken around my house. So I just got it. And I was a communications major for 6 months, and I was like, oh my God, I'll make no money.
What did you want to be when you grew up? To go back to the
When
wrestling.
I was 18, I started stand-up comedy.
Okay.
So I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I was like, I'm gonna move to New York. I'm gonna just try to make it. And then I realized I couldn't even get into rooms in Philadelphia at 18. I didn't know how New York was gonna go. So I stayed here. And then I remember, dude, I would get to like Raven Lounge at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
and sit in the basement, wait for the bouncer to get there, sneak up the upstairs on the inside. And I remember, I met Cotton, and he was like, yo, how old are you? And I was like, maybe like 19 or 20. And I was like,
maybe 19 or 20.
I was like,
Maybe.
I can't remember. I started in 2015, so I would have been 18.
All right.
And I remember he came up to me and he was like, "How old are you?" And I was like, 21. He was like, "No, you're not. You can do 2 minutes, but you got to shut the fuck up."
Wow.
And you can do it at the end.
Yeah,
so
all
he
right.
gave me 2 minutes at like, you know, and Raven used to go to like 2:30.
Yeah.
So like that was when I would go up. I would be there from 6 to 2 a.m. And nobody would listen to me.
Of
You know,
course.
they'd all be talking.
That's how it
like,
goes.
When I finally got up, Chris Conn would be like, "This kid's young," and then he fucking they would all start talking and shit. But so that's what I wanted to be. And then, you know, my dad gets really bad on drugs. We lose our house and everything. I'm like living in my car, and I just apply to 4-year schools because I need a place to live.
Oh, all right.
So that's how I was sleeping. I finished my only semester at Community College of Philadelphia, like sleeping in their parking garage, like in like the car. And I got into Cabrini, went to Cabrini, and I lived there full year round. Like I would do, like I would work at the gym during the summer, so they would let me stay.
Oh,
and shit like that. And then I was the mascot.
What is the Cabrini mascot?
It basically looked like me, just cartoon version. It was like a musketeer. Yeah, the Cabrini Cavalier. His name's Calvin. He fucking rules.
You're a crusketeer, dude.
Oh, what do you got for me?
Oh,
man?
we got phone call. We got to do
Oh,
phone
hell
calls.
yeah.
But so wait, you were a musketeer was the name of the...
It was a Cavalier.
Oh,
Same
a
thing.
cavalier.
Yeah,
Wait,
cavalier.
a cavalier is different from a musketeer?
Not really. I mean, I think one rides on horses,
Okay.
but I didn't have a horse or a sword or anything.
So what did they get? What was the outfit?
It was just literally, it looked like me. Like it was a guy with like longer hair and a big, like one of those musketeer hats and a pointy mustache. and I had a cape. I wear free runs and I can do like tricks. I would do like cartwheels and shit.
Did you ever sleep in your car?
No, I used to hit the barn crazy in the mascot costume. That ruled. But you were talking about K-Fob. I met Gritty. Right, so this is what I was trying to get to. I met my hero, right, and we had a horrible interaction. We were at like this. We were at the Owl for Temple, his birthday. We used to do like this event with all the mascots in the area, and we'd go. I hold the half-point record or halftime record for points in a mascot basketball game.
Sick.
Yeah, 10. And anyway, so Gritty shows up, and I see all these guys in Flyers outfits, and he wasn't supposed to be there. So I walk up. This is right after he was on the Tonight Show or whatever it was, and last week tonight. And I walk up to him, and I was like, "Hey man, like, are you guys with the Flyers? You guys with Gritty?" And they looked at me, and they were like, "We don't know." And in the mascot community, that's what you do to like normies. Like
We don't know.
yeah, like we don't know.
I'd be like, oh, fucking, what the fuck?
Literally,
are you talking
it
about?
made me so mad, and I used to get baked before these things. You know, I'm like fucking 20 years old, and I'm sitting there talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't know, Gritty." And I was like, "Well, you're all wearing Flyers costumes. You have orange fuzzy legs on right now." I was like,
Could
anyway.
be.
I was trying to talk to him, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I don't know him." And I was like, "Yo, look, bro, I've been doing this way longer than you." I like tried to flex on him. I was like, "You don't got to be a dickhead to me," and I walked away.
Then I straightened my my huge.
I was like, this pussy from Penn thinks he knows shit.
You know what? I was the lion at fucking Cherry Hill for 4 years.
I was like,
Okay.
you don't know shit about mascotry.
You know anything about Wesley, you fucking piece of shit?
And then I remember my boss texted me. He was like, "Hey, I just found out Gritty's there. You have to go ask him for a picture." So after this horrible interaction, I had to walk back up to him, and now he's got more of the suit on.
Oh.
And he's like, I was like, "Hey, I know you don't know who Gritty is." I go, "But my fucking boss told me I need to get a picture with you."
What does the guy who plays Gritty look like?
He's just a skinny white kid like myself. You know, not to give him away completely, but he's a skinny white guy like myself. And he was kind of a dickhead.
Wow.
He was kind of a dickhead, and he was like, "I guess we can get a picture." I was like, "Look, man, I don't want to take this picture
Look, I'm
anymore than you
Gritty,
do."
bitch.
Yeah. I was like, "You're lucky Swoop is in here. I'd have your ass kicked right now. This is fucking crazy." And Swoop wears a fucking hoop earring when he's not in the goddamn suit. All right, know that. Philadelphia. Know that your favorite team's mascot wears one hoop earring when he doesn't have that fucking costume on, and it is despicable. And the dude who plays the Sixers mascot will beat the shit out of anybody.
Yeah, I bet.
He's jacked. That's
you
not
ever-
even a costume. Like, that's what his body actually
Have
looks
you ever
like.
have you ever met the Fanatic?
I met the Fanatic twice. Very nice guy.
I bet he's the best fucking dude in the world.
The greatest, one of the greatest. So it's a couple of them.
Oh yeah,
It's a few people.
Collective of fanatics.
It's a few people of fanatics, but
Yeah.
everyone I've ever met has been absolutely super nice. The only mascot that I've never seen with his head off.
Is the fanatic?
He's only ever talked to me through the costume.
Dude, that's dedication.
It's
and I
beautiful,
guarantee
actually.
that guy does everything in that suit.
Dude, that guy makes like $200,000 a year. That guy will fucking be buried in that suit. That should happen.
Well, when a fanatic dies,
When a fanatic dies, we should bury him.
I'm
like
pretty
the
sure. I'm pretty sure they request that.
That's what we should do. Like maybe the center field is just a glass wall, and it's all the past fanatics that have died.
Dude, that would be so sick.
Like fuck Ashburn Alley. Like we need a fanatic.
Oh yeah,
Death
fanatic
Valley.
memorial. That's the whole thing. Is like if there was ever like another terrorist attack, we need a fanatic memorial.
Yeah, fanatic memorial.
You'll never
Be
forget
beautiful.
the fanatic memorial. Dude.
You know who needs a memorial? Hip hop. Rest in peace.
Oh, dude.
One of the most racist mascots of all. An actual bunny with a do-rag that's named Hip Hop, and he mascots for a basketball team.
They weren't thinking. They were trying.
I think they were thinking about it.
Oh, we'll go into racism in a bit.
Let's
play
do your
these
phone calls. I'm sorry.
phone calls. It's all right. It's all right. It happens.
Hey, Shaner. It's John in Florida. Shout out Danny Dubs. Shout out the guest who's on there.
Fuck yeah.
I was just sitting here thinking about how legit about, I don't know, at least once a month, I listened to when you were on the bonfire with Big J and Soder, and they introduced you to the awesomeness of Scott Baio.
Oh, man.
And that is probably on my fucking Mount Rushmore of comedy podcasts that I have fucking laughed so goddamn hard in my life. And I feel it would be a crime if the in crowd listening to the podcast did not know about the awesomeness of Scott Baio. Anyways, that's all I got. Cheers, my good man. Peace.
All right.
Anyway, fuck it. Scott Baio rules.
Scott Baio apparently was the quintessential 80s bully in real life.
Oh, that rules.
He would torture his co-stars on Charles and Charles.
What else was he in? Was he in like a teeny bob show? Was he in like...
Scott Baio he got famous off of a spin-off called Joni Loves Chachi.
Okay,
which is a spin-off of Happy Days. Mm-hmm. And then later he got cast in the, juggernaut that was Charles in Charge in the 80s. And apparently his one co-star, who I can't remember if it wasn't the guy who was relatively the same age as him. It was a kid who was like younger than him, like a little. I think he maybe had to be 11 or 12 years old. But Scott would torture this kid constantly. And one thing he did is the kid's dressing room wasn't even a dressing room. It was on set, but it was like a tent. It was like a canvas tent. Because he didn't even have enough. They didn't have enough room for this kid to have his own 4-wall dressing room. So they put him in a tent, and Scott Baio cut a hole in the canvas and put his nutsack through it. Taught the kid.
Hollywood
Constantly
was so
bullied this kid so much, and the kid apparently in the future, when I say in the future, years later, after Charles in Charge had already been taken off into syndication, this is maybe 2020, maybe 2019, he tries to get Scott Baio canceled for being an abusive, narcissistic, borderline predator.
And assaulted him.
Yeah, basically, he's like, he abused me. And it's like, dude. And Scott Baio was like, yo, dude, whatever, dude. Scott Baio couldn't give it a shit.
Dude,
it's like, I'm in charge for a reason.
I love how we're mad at the guy who was 11 and finally 10 years later, he's like, I feel strong enough to talk about
That is a wild thing. It's like when I hear about this. So basically what is crazy is that Scott Baio's abuse, and I'm putting the abuse in quotes. The reason I'm putting it in quotes is, yeah, sure, it could be seen as abuse, but in the 80s, he didn't sexually assault this kid.
He showed him his nutsack.
First off, how many older brothers, older cousins haven't done sneaky nuts to you? It's kind of
I've never gotten sneaky nuts.
Come on, dude. The amount of
that's not what kind of uncles I have.
The amount of fruit bowls I've seen from my older brother. Get the fuck out of here.
That's so
come on, man.
You're talking about another child,
dude.
This is a 30-year-old man.
My whole thing is, if I was on set in the 80s and my co-star was giving me the business, putting his nuts through canvas, you don't think I'd see it once and be like, I hope you do that again?
Yeah.
I'd be
crack
like,
'em.
I fucking hope you do it again.
Yeah, but you didn't grow up as like a little pussy Hollywood kid.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
You were practicing wrestling moves on your brother while being called gay by your stepdad. you were fully.
It toughens you up.
Yeah, you were ready. You
need to
were
go.
hoping a grown man showed you his nuts.
Dude, it's like, I thought about that. I'm like, yo,
Bite 'em off.
if any, no, dude, you know what I'd do? Is I'd take, again, in the 80s, you know, this is before everything had a seal on it, before the Tylenol murders happened. I would have fucking definitely given this guy laxatives, like in
That's
every
good. You
fucking
just
thing,
start drugging.
without a doubt. Or I would have waited.
so
I would have waited for him to put his nutsack through the canvas,
And then you get him.
I would have taken glue.
Oh, that's
and
good.
put the end of like a can of.
I thought you were gonna say your hand.
No,
I was like, what?
Rubber cement. Oh yeah, glued my hand. Like, oh no,
Oh no! Now you got to tell a kid. The kid's got your nuts.
somebody help!
Somebody save.
Dude, I would have glued something to his ball sack, and I would have been like, yeah, Scott. Now
man.
what? It was
Can
Scott,
I? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on.
Can I ask when you were on the bonfire and talked about this? When did this happen?
This was like
Okay.
years ago.
So this man just called definitely because he got in an argument that day about how Scott Baio was cool, and someone's like, "Didn't he sexually assault a kid?" and fucking,
He's like, actually, I gotta go do some research.
And went and called you and was like, "Tell this dude I work with,
Dude.
he's a fucking idiot." Scott Baio rules.
Scott Baio, it's like, it is crazy when you think about,
Oh man.
you know, people in movies. Like, I mean, the 80s bully, like the idea of that is, it was like, you needed that in movies. And you didn't think about it. Like, the guys who played the bullies in movies, you know, weirdly enough, nice dudes.
Yeah.
But then you find out that like a guy like Scott Baio, who's like, you know, this heartthrob and like perceived as such a clean cut, nice Italian dude, is just a wop piece of shit. It's just a real cocksucker.
Dude, that's the worst
to
part about growing
everyone
up.
around him. Dude,
That's the worst part about growing up is realizing like adults are just pieces of shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's like oh, like cops are your friend. No, they're not actually. Like
they're
nobody.
strangers with guns.
Yeah, they're literally guys with high school diplomas and guns. Like that's what that is, and it's fucking it's scary. Like you think your teachers
what-
are really smart. They're actually the dumbest. They were the dumbest people. That's why they were teachers.
How bad would it? How much would it suck if you
No
get
disrespect to your
you get confronted by a police officer, you start getting uppity, he tases you, you shit your pants, and you hear him say like, "Shout out Cherry Hill."
Yeah.
he's like, "Yo, I went to
Yeah,
Cherry
he's
Hill."
quoting podcasts I'm guests on, not even my own. I'd be pissed.
He's like, "Were you Wesley?"
I'd fucking
lights you
cartwheel
up.
out of there, dude. He wouldn't even be able to hit me. I could do backflips and shit.
All right, we got one more call. Yeah, Scott Baio he was a menace.
He's the
but
original Ellen. It sounds
seriously,
like.
oh man, definitely.
Oh, motherfucker, man. Every time I send a message, I swear, the shitty message I can possibly send about Jews and Christmas. Just to let you know, I wasn't saying a gay slur or
Gay
anything.
rye.
I was talking that wasn't Chrissy as Christmas. But
I feel like he just
I think that
pocket
guy
dialed you in an
I think that
argument.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
No clue.
All right. Well, that was the one and only Gay Rye.
Gay rye.
Gay Rye from New Jersey. I think Cherry
Hill,
I
Gay
think it's
Rye.
Gay Rye.
That's so funny.
He did. I kind of vaguely remember this. He left a message. I think during Christmas time where he referred to Christmas as Chrissy, which I think in that message he was saying he didn't because he's not that gay. But I think he did, dude. I think
Not him backtracking from a
think-
different gay thing
I
he
think
said
you,
is
I
crazy.
think you said Chrissy. I think you said Chrissy referring to Christmas, which is pretty. It's pretty gay.
it's a little gay, but it's kind of cool.
I mean, I don't know.
I love
if
putting Y's on things.
What's the best thing you've ever shortened? Are you one of those guys that like shortens things as slang?
What do you mean?
Do you like say the sev?
No, I mean, no. Like I'll say Sev, but I don't think it's like. I think it's more just how I grew up. My mom was like, "You're gonna go to Sev." Like I'll say something like Tap Max still. 'Cause that's what you say.
You
How
say
my
tap max?
Yeah,
Bro?
like
you're
that's
not even old enough to
I-
tap max. What the
that's
fuck are you talking
That's
about?
the only way I ever knew it growing up.
Dude.
That's the only way my mom would talk about going to the ATM.
If
I gotta go tap max.
Ever heard someone in their 20s say tap max? I'm like, what time machine did you
Dude,
get out?
yeah, I'll say things like my man pots and pans
Like,
and shit.
what?
Like I like shit like that.
Tap mac is insane.
That's a good one, right? Tap mac's a good one. I like that. I gotta go tap mac real quick.
Jesus Christ.
It's such a cool way of saying it. But yeah, no, I'm a slang guy. Like all my friends, I put Y's on the end of their name, like Georgie,
Is that
Chrissy.
slang?
I guess I just think of
I don't know if
nicknames.
I don't know if that's slang.
Slangs. I don't know if I really
Like,
talk in slang. I just
are-
speak like Philly.
Are you a no cap guy?
No, that's
Are
ridiculous.
you a dead ass guy?
No.
Are you a finna guy?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
I'll brain rot a little
Yeah,
bit.
I know.
I'll brain rot a little bit. Like you see
I
me
know it's
mute
one
or
of 'em.
something.
I know it's one of them.
You know, you see me rizz up.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, no, I know I speak in like all colloquialisms from fucking like 1980s. Like what? Like who's this cat? Oh, he's the cat's pajamas. You
Dude,
know?
I heard a dude the other day say radical in a
That's crazy.
very serious way.
And he wasn't talking about a terrorist.
Dude, he was
And
just like, yo, it's radical. I was like,
he wasn't talking
what?
about an insurgent.
no,
That's hilarious.
he was actually talking.
We say rules a lot.
He was talking about the roof rack for his hat. Which
What?
was
That's gay.
wild.
That's gay.
He was like, yo, it's radical.
It's
I'm like,
radical,
yo,
bro.
That is tight.
You're
I like
that's
that.
the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I don't really know.
I like rules. That rules.
Well, that's
You
like,
rule.
Rule.
I say pop a lot.
pop.
Yeah, like yo pop.
Oh yeah.
That's more of the kind of guy I am. But that's just Philly.
Yo pop.
Yo pop.
I think you're like one of maybe like 3 people I've ever heard say that. Yo pop.
Yo pop. Yeah, and the problem is like I'm a skinny white kid. So like I'll say it to black guys and they're like, what the fuck? They're like, how do you know about this? And it's like, oh, I'm from Kensington. Shout out Cherry Hill. But I'm from Kensington. You know, like I
Went to a good school. Fuck this whole city.
Exactly, dude. My fucking grandma's Kenzo as fuck. My whole family's Kenzo. My mom just, decided to up the ante a little bit. My dad would literally drive me over the bridge every day to go to school.
Man, that's a wild fucking thing.
I grew up like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed. Like, that opening
you were
scene.
dropping.
Yeah.
It's like I bet you live in 2 different lives.
Yeah, he's like, I bet you
lace curtain
change your
motherfucker.
accents. Yeah, I bet it's hello guys in Cherry Hill, but it's yo pop in Philadelphia.
Yeah, man,
That's
what are you
it
doing?
is.
Hold on, I've got to go to school. right
Exactly. I'm saying water when I go over the bridge. Yeah.
That is nuts. Did you now when the kids at your high school found out that you were an interloper? Did they give you any shit about it?
No, they loved it. So like all the kids in Jersey thought I was really cool because I was from Philly, but all my Philly friends thought I was a huge
Super
pussy.
gay, yeah.
All my Philly friends would be like, he don't know shit. He's a Jersey kid, and then they'll like just try to take shit from you and stuff.
One thing I've never understood, and don't get me wrong, I get it to an extent.
Yeah.
I get it to an extent, but I don't get it all the way. So when people are like, "You from Philly?" I say no.
Yeah.
I say I live in Philadelphia, but like I'm not from Philly. I'm from fucking Chester County.
Yeah.
I'm from outside of Montgomery County, dude.
Yeah, you're in
I'm
the
past Valley Forge.
Chester County can be fucked up too.
No, you're thinking of Chester.
Oh,
you're
yeah, that's
thinking
what-
of Chester. Chester's fucked.
Anything named after like a dude you wouldn't even want to hang out with is probably fucked
You
up.
don't want to be Chester, dude.
I don't even want a friend named Chester.
sucks. He puts his mouth all the way down on a bomb, dude. Chester's fucking wild.
He ashes in the top of it.
He's gross.
Yeah, Chester's gross.
But yeah, I would tell people like, yeah, I grew up outside of Valley Forge.
Well, that's because Philly's a city that hates outsiders.
I know, but here's the other thing that I've never understood. If you grew up in Philly, that's fine.
Sure.
You can be like, yo, I'm from North Philly. I'm from West Philly. I'm from South Philly. But when people are like, yo, I'm from fucking South Philly, yo, like 16th and Wharton, it's
Yeah,
like,
you're
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like,
your cross streets are, what are you talking
even
about?
ask somebody in South Philly, you too close to that river. You're not in South Philadelphia right now.
It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the river wards, baby. I'm a river rat. I'm a cockroach, dog.
Yeah,
No,
it's wild.
Philly hates outsiders. Like even like comics. Like if there's any comics watching this that are coming from any place outside of Philadelphia, do you know what Philly hates more than anything? You telling us how wacky the places you live at. Nobody gives a fuck. Come here and talk about Philly shit. If you're not going to pander to us, just do your fucking jokes. Like, I've never seen a group of people, like just normies in general. Like, we'll book a New Yorker come down in the audience and watch him, and he's like, Brooklyn's getting kind of out of hand, and I just watch everyone's face in the crowd like, fuck you.
I think, and look, here's the thing. Brooklyn may be getting out of hand.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
The problem is, see, that's the thing. Brooklyn is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Philly's been out of hand.
Exactly, dude. Philly's everything New York thinks they are.
It's only getting worse, and it's going to get fucking worse. Dude, the SEPTA strike, or the not SEPTA
dude, they're
strike,
pulling buses.
The SEPTA, they're rolling everything back.
Dude, they're going to take the 8 bus away.
A nightmare, and school's right around the corner. And I've gotten word from 2 people who work in the Philadelphia school district.
They're about to go on strike.
They're about to go on strike.
Philly's coming up.
Not only are you getting rid of public transportation for these fucking dickheads, these terrible children.
You want to hear it?
You're getting rid of anything that could contain them.
I think they did that on purpose.
Why is that? What do you think is going to happen?
So here's the thing, right? All the teachers are going to walk out, and I think obviously SEPTA was already being cut, but I think because in anticipation of the teachers walking out, they don't want kids in the school.
Oh.
So they're rolling back. Like if you look at what buses are being taken away, they're taking away the 8 bus, which is a massive bus that takes kids from West Philly to Central High School. They're taking away huge buses that are like in these, you could say more disenfranchised neighborhoods. Yeah, that's a good word.
Disenfranchised.
That's good. That's a good one.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're taking away these buses and stuff, and that's where they're starting their rollbacks. They're also taking away all the R5s, so college kids can't get into the city. This shit's fucked up. Pay your bus drivers, you pieces of shit, and they're going to charge you more money. So the kids that already can't get on the bus.
That was the other thing, man. If you're gonna cut service, raising prices is fucking
insane,
wild to do.
Insane.
And I don't understand what the fuck. It's almost like they're trying to see, like, maybe the city will eat itself, and then we can start rebuilding again.
It's almost like
and
they
I don't
want
know how it's gonna
all
happen.
these poor people to keep striking and not be able to pay their rent and stuff, kick you out, and then take your house and sell it to a real estate company.
That's never happened.
No.
Ever.
No.
Ever in America.
You're right. I grew up in Kensington and I wasn't allowed to go on Frankfurt Ave by myself. Now there's a $780,000 house next to my grandma.
Yeah.
Like it is fucking, shit is crazy.
Even down by, if you go on Columbus Boulevard, all those houses that they built along the river.
Dude, the festival pier is an apartment now.
It's gone, but now they don't know how to sell them.
Exactly. Because nobody wants to live there. And I can't even imagine the rats running around that
dude,
place.
The prices on it are out of control.
They're like, but you'll live over a Whole Foods. And it's like, fuck you.
Shut the fuck up.
You can't even afford to go to the Whole Foods. Yeah, I hope they figure it out. Pay your teachers, pay your trash people. And hey, when you strike, you better fucking strike, dog. Don't fucking pussy out after 2 weeks.
What do you mean? What do you
like? I like the trash people. Like this is the interesting about strikes, right? Like how long can you go before you have to make money, right?
Yeah,
like
sure, yeah.
So it's like the trash guys. They end up taking the original deal anyway.
Yeah, they ended. Yeah, they did. Well,
so it's like
the trash. Who was the guy, the head of the union? He. It was wild. They ended up. They reached an agreement. But the head of the union was like, yeah, we're not happy with the agreement.
Of course not.
And what blows my mind is when I heard that, I was like, okay, so can you please just give us a timetable of when you're going to strike again, so I can get my ducks in a row,
dude. And this mayor's really making like a case for herself to be the worst mayor in Philadelphia history. Not quite. Someone did drop a bomb on a house.
Look,
so, I mean,
that
it burned down a section of row homes.
It's wild. And I've talked about this before. It wasn't, everyone gives Rizzo shit for that.
But it wasn't Rizzo.
It wasn't Rizzo.
It was, what is his name?
Gooding?
Good.
It was Good
yeah.
who did it.
It was a black man.
It was a black man.
Yeah, it was a black man. It was a black man. That's Philly history right there. It is. And Rizzo just gets a bad rep because of the Black Panthers thing.
Sure. You're
standing
gonna.
on 30th Street Station with baseball bats.
It's not a good look.
It's not a great look.
But
this woman is really like, because she just gave you guys what is it, a 7% raise over the next 3 years, so it's really like 1.5.
Yeah.
And it's like at the end of the day, you end up taking that. And what did she do? She flaunted the Wawa thing in your faces. She paid fucking scabs to come in. She didn't give a fuck. And she's going to do the same thing to the teachers. Watch.
it's wild that you're saying all these valid points.
Yeah.
And what is even more wild is that I remember when all this stuff starts coming to light, and then people who talk about it are like, yeah, we knew she was bad.
Yeah.
She couldn't even spell eagles.
Exactly. That's going to be the worst thing. Dude, you guys are fucking idiots.
Everybody was like, I knew it, dude, from the jump.
Not that she created 9 jobs and gave 6-figure salaries out. But
that's not the problem. She's like, yo, she disrespected the birds with that fucking proper spelling.
She couldn't even spell. You know what? And I can't even say anything, right? Because like Riley Cooper banged my ex-girlfriend. I'm still an Eagles fan.
Riley Cooper banged your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, and if I see him, it's on fucking sight, dude. I told him, I got hammered one time and DM'd him and was like, yo, you may be 6'3", but don't let me ever catch you in my city. I've literally told security guards, like, yo, if Riley Cooper's at the show tonight, you got to let me fight a man-to-man. You got to let me get beat up by Riley Cooper.
Yeah, do you think you'd win?
No, absolutely not, dude. He beat the absolute piss out of me, but I'm going to take it like a man.
Hey, you got to stand on your business.
I got to stand on my business, dog.
You fucked my girlfriend.
And I don't even like this girl. So, but I just have to, like, man-to-man, we got to take care of this.
So,
yeah.
Did she cheat on you with him?
Yeah, so I went to school with Jason Kelsey's wife. Jason Kelsey and her got married, and at the wedding, my ex got to go, and I was not invited. And, she's around a bunch of athletes. We're like 22.
Oh, tales old time,
yeah,
dude.
and like the phone stops being texted and shit.
And you're just sitting there and you're Wesley the Lion mascot, like, this isn't enough for you.
Like playing Battlefield, like, oh my God, I fucking hate my life so much. I'm like watching like athletes grind on like my friend, like my girlfriend's friends and shit at the time. I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm the mascot. I'm not, like, I shouldn't even have been in this position to begin with. And I remember she came home and we broke up that weekend. So it was like the wedding was a Friday.
Did she admit?
No.
To anything?
So
How did
wedding.
you find
so
out?
check it out. So wedding was a Saturday, actually, I think. So Sunday she comes home. We break up, right? Then Tuesday I'm like working out or whatever, and a guy comes up to me and he goes, "Yo, man, you're like good for you." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Good for you for like being out here and shit. Like I don't know if I would have been able to handle that news." And I'm like,
what
and I
news?
feel like my stomach dropped to like my feet, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Oh, I heard your ex like fucked Riley Cooper at the wedding, and that's why you guys broke up." And I was like, I dropped everything and like ran out of the gym, like, "God, you better answer my phone right now." And and this was after he said the N-word at a Kenny Chesney concert.
Sick.
Yeah, so I mean, she was kind of a racist on top of it. So I was still doing stand-up at the time, and this happens, right? I remember I'm getting hammered. I'm like DMing Riley Cooper. Like, yo, you're a fucking pussy. Couldn't even make it in the NFL. Saying like, and this guy's like probably not even reading these messages.
No, I'm pretty sure he's like, I have to fuck up another relationship.
Literally,
first.
so funny. And then, I remember, so here's the kicker. So, she's like, she maintains, to this day, I think she maintains that she never did that. But I don't think that's true, right? Based on her reaction and based on the fact that other people who were there told me it happened. Sure. So I what's it called? And shout out her. She's a great girl. I hope everything's great. Look, if I was 22-year-old chick with a bunch of athletes and we're hanging out, I'd probably done the same thing. And so I went to Punchline and I did a spot. And I talked about it, and somebody filmed it, and it got sent around the school. And I said, I was like, I'm not mad she cheated on me. I'm just mad to find out she's a racist, And it went around the school, and she texted me. She was like, I cannot believe that you would say this, you would do this to me. I was like, well, in fairness, I think you did this to me. It's like, I'm just talking about it. And then I went with Kyle. I went with Kyle Regan to the Thursday night game against the Commanders, and on our way in, he knows about this story, and on our way in, he goes, "You might be the coolest Eagle fan of all time." And I go, "What?" He goes, "It's so sick that you're still such a townie at these games." And the Eagles orchestrated your girlfriend getting banged.
That's exactly right.
I was like, yeah, go Birds. He's like, it's still go Birds, dude. It was crazy. And then that year,
shit.
I moved in with this kid, and I'm not even lying to you. He put up 4 posters of Eagles players in our living room a month after. It was Connor Barwin, Trent Cole, Jeremy Maclin, and Riley fucking
And how could you not, dude?
Why wouldn't you put the guy who said the N-word on our fucking wall?
You know what he should have done? He should have fucking taped a picture of your ex-girlfriend right over the fucking crotch of Riley Cooper.
It's so bad, too, because whenever anybody, like, heard that story from then on until now, like, they're always like, that's so dope, though. Like, she's going to cheat on you with anybody. I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, it's pretty cool. It was an Eagles player. Dude, that's not the first time I've been cucked by like a celebrity. No. Like when I was in high school, I had started dating this girl, and I was in plays, right? I was in a theater. I was a theater.
Oh, hold on, save this. We got to go to the Patreon.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No. I love that you're going on.
I'm just chatting. I took a yellow bus today. That's on me.
That's a yellow. Oh, Jesus.
That's what I call yerbas.
And he doesn't use slang, everybody. This has been the End Podcast with Ryan Shannon. I was joined, but sorry I didn't introduce the Logan Malin, everyone. Thank you so much. Do you have anything to plug for the people listening?
Oh, my God, yeah. Check out the LGM podcast on YouTube. Shout out all my homies. And Brotherly Laughs at Helium in September. Check it out if you want to come see stand-up.
Hell yeah. And make sure you call the hotline, 833-443-5300. We'll address any comment, question, concern, or possible, information on Scott Baio, or if you're going to come up with some cool new Christmas slang, right? We're going to switch it over to Patreon later.